R.P. Lil Durk brother D-Thang. D-Thang was killed June 5th outside of a Chicago strip club. He was shot in the head. As y'all know, Durk is my man. I expressed that enough. But it's sad that Durk is just keep going through these things, man. His cousin died a while ago, 2014. King Von died. His brother died, his older brother. And it's just sad, man, that the violence keep rising in Chicago. You know, we got to be mindful and understand what's going on. The streets never change. Only the players in it. The game remains the same. It's one way in and one way out. And if you happen to get lucky to see a side street or a back street to get away, then you're one of the lucky ones. Nobody runs the streets. Nobody is that powerful enough to run the streets. No one is that respected enough to run the streets. You may run your area. You may even get lucky enough to have some homies under you. But nobody runs the streets. And I say that to say that it's unfortunate that another man, a brother to one of my friends had to lose his life. You know what I'm saying? And the streets is a myth because people feel like I'll be outside, I do what I want. I don't care. I'm out here. I do what I want. I'm me. I'm here. I'm me. I do what I want. But it shouldn't be like that. We got to be mindful of going into these places and doing these things, man, and be on guard. You know, when we go to strip clubs, we go there to have fun. You know, we're so comfortable in our neighborhood. And a lot of times, people get the drop on us from people inside or from Instagram or from these things. They get the drop. That's where they get the drop from. And they're trying their best to harm or take Durk off his pedestal that he's on. A lot of things play into these situations. I hear speculations. Range Rover Hang, who is King Von's uncle, believes and feels that Lil Durk should stop mentioning the dead in his records. And I have to agree. My man or not, I have to agree that mentioning the dead isn't right. And Durk knows that, and a lot of people know that. And it's, you know, I'm not saying that him mentioning the dead would have led to, but I'm saying that these things all play a part in the black genocide. These things all play a part. So a lot of times, like I said, Instagram, people in the club, they have these drops on us where we go in there with one thing in our mind, enjoying the time, and they catch us slipping. Nobody deserves to die like the way people are dying. They deserve to enjoy their life, and they deserve to live on and take care of their children and love their family. No one deserves to die like that. And all we do, we're going to sit back here and say R.I.P. We're going to sit down here and watch 6ix9ine troll. You see, 6ix9ine, let me say this to you, homie. You can't change the law of attraction. And what law of attraction means, law of attraction pertaining to the principles, you can't change that. Yeah, you told, you outside, you're doing your thing, you performing and stuff like that, you keep trolling. And it's okay, but these guys have to realize what you're doing and you're just trying to get a reaction. You got to hope, and I hope that as a young man, you put things in effect in your place in life that you can have security for a lifetime, and you sign up for a 401k and put a lot of money into that so you could be set for life. Because, and I hope that you bought a house somewhere and you figure out, you know, take them tattoos off and figure out where you can enjoy your life, where you won't have to look behind you. Because a lot of the time, these young rappers, they get a situation and they come up with a record and it could be just as hot as you. And they could bump into you in reality and want to risk it all away because success happened like this overnight for street dudes. Durk, you can't pay attention to what 6ix9ine's doing. You got to understand what he's doing. He wants to cause a reaction. He wants to have you guys be upset. And if something happened to him, everybody's going to jail. Everybody's going to jail. because Treyway, the whole Treyway went to jail. But it's not about that. And my thing is that, you know, there should be a medium between trolling and being disrespectful. And I feel like 6ix9ine even talking about his brother's death is disrespectful. But, you know, enough with him. Durk, you know, I send my condolences, and I feel like one day that he'll understand that he has to reevaluate what's going on within him. He needs a cleansing. He has to look within and do things different, because all of this is going to be a tit for tat, tit for tat, tit for tat forever. It's always going to be a tit for tat forever. And you know why? Because that's how the system is made. That's what's made to happen. These guys are risking it all. Shooting and outside of clubs, they know they on camera. They know all this stuff. They know they're going to find them. And when we get down to the bottom, the streets probably already know who did it, because they brag about it. But to what end? To what end? I see a lot of people like, yo, Durk brother should have been out the hood. Why is he going back to Chicago? Durk cannot tell his older brother what to do. Let's get that straight. Durk cannot tell his older brother what to do. His older brother will still do what he want to do, because his older brother, rest in peace, is a man. So he's going to do what he's want to do. All he can do is suggest or make suggestions. And at the same time, the heart and the love for Chicago, being from there, being from the streets, sometimes is stronger than anything else in the world. You guys could say flip what you're talking about and not understand what I'm talking about, but sometimes the love for the streets is bigger than any success you can imagine. Sometimes approval from your friends is bigger than any success you can imagine. Sometimes being labeled as a real is bigger than anything you can imagine. Sometimes going outside and doing what you want to do, and I don't care what nobody's saying, going to the ops and saying what you want to say, is stronger than anything you can imagine. Stronger than success. But I'm here to tell you guys that when you get money, when you become rich, when you become successful, leave the hood. Same thing with Lil Reese. Lil Reese, let me talk to you real quick, homie. Like, enough is enough. Now you're charged, you know, with, I guess, attacking a female. You out on bail, 10,000. Yo, Reese, you got to leave Chicago, homie. Nobody's saying you scared, you the Grim Reaper. But these guys, because you were put on a pedestal when it comes to certain things happening and moving in the streets, you become a target. You become a target where people will prove themselves, and if they violate you, now their ranks is up. That's how the street goes. Word of mouth, respect, being official. That's how it goes. And these are prime examples of, as no matter how much success you have, no matter how popular you become, if you don't get popular up here, if you don't get unpopular up here, because unpopular would be to do things that others won't do. Unpopular would be, I'm going to go move to Alaska. Unpopular would be, I'm going to go move to Nebraska, somewhere in one of those places where I could be inconspicuous, where I don't have these issues. Unpopular. If you don't allow the street code to keep you around and have you stick to what you already know. When I mean what you already know what's going to happen in the streets. You already know how it go, but you choose to be there because of some sort of invisible credibility. If you don't turn that off, you will forever have a target on your back. And I'm talking to you from one brother to another. You need to leave Chicago and do your thing, man, and live your life and raise your family. The streets always got to eat. And the streets don't change, but the streets respects no one. Rest in peace to D-Thang and Lil Reese. I hope you listen, homie.